Okay, here we are, Lewisburg, Pennsylvania, supposed Gravity Hill. Very, very convincingly, I am stopped at a stop sign that intersects Route 177, which apparently, at least visually, looks like it's going uphill in front of me, and in reverse behind me, you may not be able to see it as well. It looks like Pleasant View Road here goes uphill ever so slightly. Again, as the vehicles coming up the hill on 177 seem to indicate, absolutely looks like a uphill slant on 177. Now, interestingly, I am parked at the stop sign, very little traffic, thankfully, and it really does looking behind me, hard to say through the back there, that it does go uphill. And this is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to shift into neutral, flashers on for safety, and I am rolling backwards. Now, backwards is fine if it were downhill, but it is crazy that it seems very visually. I'm putting a little bit of brakes on even to slow down the backup. Don't go off the road. And then it obviously is going to go way, way downhill in a second. But if you just look visually, awesome. You know, it definitely has a total gravity in reverse or inverted gravity feel. I hit my brakes totally now, or I'm going to go down the hill behind me. See somebody coming up in the distance back here, and I'll just catch them. But again, it looks like a totally downhill ride from there, so that's at least obvious that it'll be downhill. But for about, I would say, 500 feet or so, indeed it looked like we rolled uphill. How do we then perhaps counter this intuitive feel with physics as we know it? Well, I think we need to look at an alternative way. Obviously, our visuals are playing with us here, one might think. And my thought was, how can we look at the actual geometry of the situation? I'm no what do I want to call myself? Professional, not astrogator, but surveyor. But it occurred to me, let's use the independent altitudes of the satellites out there and see if we're actually going uphill. And I will insert the actual altitude app shots, and sure enough, even though the visuals reinforce that I am rolling uphill, the actual altitude measurements as triangulated by the satellites show a 3-foot gain in altitude, or I guess I should say a reduction in altitude, going from where I was at the stop sign to where I was about 100 or so feet behind. So again, Pareidolia Central reporting, and that's your Pareidolia report of the day. I absolutely recommend you visit it out. Do a safe visit. It's a little bit outside Harrisburg if you find yourself there. Again, I think for me, the actual conviction is in part played by Route 177 and its strange uphill alignment, and the guardrail perhaps to some degree. And once again, I think it's our minds playing tricks on us, even when reality is slightly different. Thanks, and have a safe reverse gravity day. Hey there again, your Pareidolia reporter here, Brian Boommuller. I just wanted to kind of add a little bit to the story I just told you about. And I stopped here at the Unimart, maybe a half mile down from Gravity Hill, And it was very interesting to talk to the local guy, Justin, who works here, young guy. And he particularly knew about this spot. Apparently, local legend says that the ghosts from this school bus that had gone off the cliff across 177 that I showed you in the video are the power behind pushing you back up the hill. So apparently, you know, they'd want to prevent any other people from dying in that situation. So that's the force that ostensibly is pushing you back. Also, interestingly, and it's a rainy, pouring day here, so I'm not going to validate this, they say that if you cover your car with baby powder, that you might see actually the hands of the football players after being pushed up. So he actually tried it out himself. So I give at least him the Mythbuster attitude, or Pareidolia Buster attitude, perhaps, behind it. So he did not indeed validate that there was any handprints on it afterwards. And well, there you go. One other small evidential experience not supporting ghosts, unfortunately. It'd be great to discover them. And we'll keep looking in Pareidolia Busters. Keep checking us out.